Everything is calm. The dog is on the rug, the cat is on the sofa. The whole room is quiet and still. And then, some signal passes between them that humans cannot see, cannot hear, and cannot explain. And the next half second turns your entire living room into a racetrack. The dog is running. The cat is running faster. A lamp nearly doesn't survive. And then, as suddenly as it began, it's over. Both of them are in different rooms, acting like nothing happened. Most people assume they know what that was. Dog chases cat, predator pursues prey. Ancient enemies doing what ancient enemies have always done. But that explanation is wrong, and the real one, the one behavioral science has been quietly uncovering, is so much more interesting than instinct. Because what is actually happening between your dog and cat during that chase says something specific about how they see each other, how they communicate, and what they've been building together inside your home this whole time. I saved the most surprising part for the very end. Let's start with what this is not. 1. This is not a predator and prey story. The predator-prey explanation sounds correct because it fits a narrative we already have. Dogs descend from wolves. Wolves hunt. Cats are roughly prey-sized. The chase is instinct. Case closed. But here is what the science actually shows. In true predatory sequences, the kind documented in wolves, working dogs, and feral dogs pursuing actual prey, the chase is preceded by a very specific set of behaviors: stalking, lowered posture, silence, fixed gaze with dilated pupils. The predator suppresses all visible excitement to avoid alerting the target. Watch a dog chasing a cat in a home where they live together. Almost none of that is present. The dog is loud. The tail is up and wagging. The mouth is open in a play pant. The posture is bouncing, not low. These are not the signals of a dog in hunting mode. These are the signals of a dog in play mode. The same body language they display when chasing a ball, when romping with another dog, when inviting a human to run with them. A 2020 study on interspecies play behavior, published in Applied Animal Behavior Science, found that dogs in households with cats show play solicitation signals, including the play bow, open-mouthed panting, and bouncy movement, at the initiation of chase sequences with cats significantly more often than predatory signals. The chase in most multi-pet households is not hunting behavior wearing a different costume. It is play behavior directed at an unusual partner. The predator-prey framing misses the entire point. Your dog isn't chasing your cat because they want to catch them. Your dog is chasing your cat because running together is, to them, one of the best possible things two animals can do. The question is whether the cat got the memo, and that's where it gets interesting. 2. The signal the cat sends without knowing it. Here is where the dynamic becomes genuinely fascinating, because the cat is not simply an innocent victim in this story. In many cases, the cat started it. They just didn't realize they were starting it. Dogs are exquisitely sensitive to movement, specifically to a category of movement called flight movement, sudden, fast, directional motion away from a point. This type of movement activates what ethologists call the predatory motor sequence at a neurological level, not because the dog has decided to hunt, but because the movement itself triggers a reflex that predates any decision at all. The sequence fires automatically. The legs are already moving before the conscious brain has processed what happened. Cats produce flight movement constantly. A cat leaping off a counter, a cat suddenly sprinting across the room, a cat darting around a corner. Every one of these triggers the dog's chase reflex before the dog has made a choice about whether to chase. The dog is, in the most literal sense, responding to an accidental invitation. Research on reactive behavior in dogs, including work from the Animal Cognition and Behavior Research Group at the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna, confirms that sudden visual motion is one of the most reliable triggers of chase behavior in dogs, activating motor pathways that bypass the deliberative brain entirely. Your cat jumped off the sofa, your dog's legs started moving.
Neither of them planned this. But here is the remarkable thing. In households where cats and dogs have lived together for a long time, the cat learns this. They learn that sudden movement near the dog produces a specific response. And some cats, and this is the part that made me stop when I first read it, start using it. A cat that wants to play, that wants to chase and be chased, that wants the engagement of a fast, full-body game, will make a sudden movement near the dog deliberately, and then run. The cat is not fleeing. The cat is setting the game in motion. They just chose a method that looks, from the outside, exactly like panic.
3. What the dog's brain is actually doing. Most people assume the dog during a chase is in a kind of frenzy, all instinct, no awareness, just impulse running at full speed. The reality is more sophisticated than that. The chase activates a specific neurological reward circuit in dogs that researchers call the seeking system, a term coined by neuroscientist Jaak Panksepp to describe the brain state associated with pursuit, exploration, and anticipation rather than capture. The seeking system is not about the reward of catching something, it is about the reward of the chase itself, the movement, the speed, the responsiveness of the target, the continuous, unpredictable, engaging quality of something that keeps moving and keeps surprising you. This is why dogs will chase things they have no intention of catching, why they'll pursue a ball that flies over a fence, why they'll run alongside a car, why they'll sprint after a bird they could never actually reach. The seeking system doesn't care about the outcome, it cares about the pursuit. And cats, fast, unpredictable, capable of sudden direction changes that no ball can produce, are neurologically speaking one of the most stimulating possible chase targets a dog can have. They are interactive, they respond, they improvise. A 2022 study on canine play and neurological engagement from the University of Bristol's School of Veterinary Sciences found that dogs in multi-pet households with cats show higher baseline levels of behavioral enrichment indicators, including lower anxiety scores and more spontaneous play than dogs in single-pet homes. The cat, chaotic as the relationship appears, may be doing something genuinely valuable for the dog's mental state. When I try to capture a dog mid-chase in an illustration, what I'm always looking for is the expression in the eyes. Not aggression, not hunger, something much more alive than either of those things. It's the look of a creature completely absorbed in the present moment. Everything they are, pointed at one moving thing. That expression is joy. Complicated, high-speed, slightly disruptive joy, but joy unmistakably. And if you have both a dog and a cat at home, and you're watching this and replaying the last chase in your mind with completely different eyes, that is exactly the shift this channel is here to create. The animals in your home have been having a much more complex and interesting relationship than most of us give them credit for, and we're only just beginning to understand it. Subscribe if you want to keep learning what's really happening between them. New videos every Tuesday and Friday. Now, point 4. When they live together, they write their own rules. Here is what nobody tells you when you bring a dog and a cat into the same home. Given enough time, given enough proximity, enough shared meals and shared spaces and shared routines, dogs and cats don't just tolerate each other, they negotiate. They develop what behavioral researchers describe as interspecies play conventions, shared behavioral rules that are specific to their pair and do not generalize to other dog-cat relationships. Your dog and your cat over weeks and months have worked out who starts the chase and how hard is too hard, when the game is over, what signals mean stop, what signals mean again. A study on long-term dog-cat cohabitation published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that bonded dog-cat pairs develop individualized interaction patterns within the first 6 months of living together. Patterns that are specific to that pair, measurably different from their behavior with other animals, and stable over time. They are not just coexisting, they are building a shared language. Your cat has learned that a certain posture from your dog means the game is starting. Your dog has learned that a particular sound from your cat means it has gone too far. Neither of them was taught this. They figured it out together, one interaction at a time.
The chase that looks like chaos to you is, between them, a conversation with established grammar, rules both parties agreed to, a game with a language only they speak. I said at the beginning the real reason would surprise you. Here it is. There is a specific version of the dog-cat chase that researchers have identified in long-term bonded pairs, pairs that have lived together for years, pairs that sleep near each other and seek each other out during thunderstorms and sit together in the afternoon light. In this version, the chase is initiated not by the dog and not by a panicked cat producing flight movement. It is initiated by the cat, deliberately, with signals that are, to a careful observer, unmistakably intentional. The cat approaches the dog, pauses, makes direct eye contact, and then, in what can only be described as an invitation, makes a single small movement and bolts. The dog gives chase. The cat runs just fast enough to be followed, cuts corners the dog can navigate, doesn't disappear into spaces the dog can't reach. The chase moves through the shared territory of the home, the rooms they both know, the routes they've both traveled, the spaces that belong to both of them. And when it ends, both animals are breathing hard and lying near each other, the way animals do after something that was genuinely satisfying. Dr. John Bradshaw, one of the world's leading experts on companion animal behavior and author of extensive research on cat cognition, describes this type of interspecies play as one of the clearest indicators of genuine social bonding between dogs and cats, the behavioral equivalent of two friends choosing each other for a game. Not tolerance, not coexistence, choice. Think about what that means. Your cat, an animal whose entire evolutionary history is built on solitude, on self-sufficiency, on the careful management of social exposure, has looked at your dog and decided, I want to play with you, I want to run with you, I want to move through this home together at full speed with all of my attention pointed at you. And your dog, who would chase anything that moves, who has 100 ways to spend their energy, keeps coming back to the cat, keeps learning the cat's language, keeps showing up for the same game in the same rooms with the same partner.
When I think about what to draw when I think about this, it's not the sprint, or the puffed tail, or the open-mouthed chase face. It's the moment just before, the cat and the dog in the same room, the small movement, the held half-second before everything begins. Two animals looking at each other across a shared home, deciding, without words, without deliberation, without anything except the accumulated weight of every interaction they've ever had, that this is the one they want to run with. That's not instinct. That's something closer to love than most people ever give it credit for. What looks like chaos is a language. What looks like a predator and its prey is two animals who have spent months learning how to play with each other. And what looks like your cat running for their life through your living room may be your cat saying, in the only way they know how, you are the one I choose to run with. The next time the lamp nearly doesn't make it, you'll know what it means. If this changed how you'll see the next chase in your home, I'm really glad. Drop a comment and tell me. Do your dog and cat chase each other? Who starts it? And honestly, does the cat ever look like they're enjoying it? I want to know. I read every single comment. Your stories are genuinely one of my favorite things about making this. If you're not subscribed yet, come join us. Every Tuesday and Friday on the Pet Canvas, we go a little deeper into the animals who share our lives. There's a video right there I think you'll love next. See you soon.